What are you even doing in this house? You're practically a parasite. Hey, what are you doing with that? My mother-in-law, Scarlett, threw my belongings out of the window. I retorted to her seemingly insane action. Don't you talk back to me like that. Please pick them up. Then she held a knife to my throat. Realizing the danger, I couldn't move a step. Get out quickly, or it won't be a joke next time. Understood? If you insist that much, I'll leave. Scarlett, who has been harassing me since we started living together, doesn't know. She doesn't know that I'm the one supporting this house. The fear I had earlier is gone. I even feel like daring her to do her worst. I'll give you a week. Leave within that time. Thank you, I said to her. But I couldn't stop laughing. Realizing I shouldn't be noticed, I quickly returned to a serious face. This will bring peace to the house. Very good. Yes, indeed. How foolish can she be? Without me, this house will be far from peaceful. A hell awaits. Thus, I left Scarlett behind in the in-laws' house and moved to a condominium. She would later come to know the truth, but by then it was too late. My name is Alexis. Now I'm working from home, utilizing my previous job experience. It's been over 5 years since I married Ethan. But are you okay? I'm sorry. I never thought this would happen. I'm just glad you're safe. But now I'll be a burden on you. Alexis, don't think like that. I was in the hospital room, relieved that he was safe, crying without caring about anyone else. The thing is, working in construction, he had an accident and lost almost all grip strength in his dominant hand. When I heard that, I couldn't think of anything. Scarlett. Dear Ethan, are you okay? Scarlett had arrived, but she pushed me aside and rushed to Ethan. It seems she didn't even see me. We weren't necessarily on bad terms, but sometimes she prioritized Ethan over everything. It was one of those times. Oh, Alexis, you're here. I just got here too. Well, whatever. Ethan, let's live together at my place from now. Huh? I let out a strange noise at her abrupt suggestion. Then she glared at me. What, do you have a problem? No, it's just all of a sudden. Ethan is in this state. I can't leave him to you alone. I was irked by her comment. There was no need for her to go that far. Then Ethan said, Alexis has been doing enough until now, so I'm relying on her from now on too. Thank you. Hearing his words, I thought I saw Scarlett make a face. I couldn't see it clearly, but she obviously didn't like it, but I couldn't let her win. So, come to the house as soon as you're discharged. You too, of course. It's not like she needed to say that. Leaving everything to her, who knows what would happen. And you'll do all the moving preparations, Alexis. All of it. That's a bit much. That's right, Mom. You should help out too. I wished he had said more. However, Scarlett, probably not wanting to help, ignored his words. I have my own things to do. She grinned wickedly, making sure he couldn't see. It's probably not for anything good. So, living with Scarlett was decided. A month later, Ethan was discharged. I was busy with the move, so I asked Scarlett to pick him up, but it was her who told me just to get things ready. Irritated, but still tidying up. It's not done yet, huh? I told you today's the day Ethan gets discharged. Not even here to welcome him. That's because you said, Ethan, I told you, right? This woman prioritizes herself over you. That's not true. I know her intention. She's trying to embarrass me in front of Ethan to lower my standing, but I'm determined not to fall for such an obvious plan. Ethan looked at me with a knowing, kind expression. Mom, stop that nonsense. Unseemly. I'm saying this for your sake. That's none of your business. Wait a minute, Scarlett. Chasing after Ethan in a panic was quite comical. It made me laugh out loud. Noticing that, she glared at me with a devilish face. Her glare meant nothing to me. You can just relax at home from now on. I can't do that. I can't use my right hand, but I can't just put all the burden on you. Even so, you just got discharged. I won't feel at ease if I don't do something. Ethan was determined. I had planned to let him relax for a while, but seeing his insistence, I decided to respect his wishes. Maybe start with simple cleaning. It might even be good for rehabilitation. That makes sense. I don't know if this hand will ever be the same, but it's better than doing nothing. But there's one condition. Absolutely no overdoing it. Of course. If I did, you would get mad, right? You're scary when angry. No kidding. He looked normal, just as I had imagined. Well, he might just be acting brave, not wanting to worry me. That's why I decided to work even harder, doing his share too. But I had forgotten about one person who would interfere. Hey, Alexis. Yes? Why is Ethan cleaning? He offered to help. Did you force him to do it? Scarlett only sees and judges based on what's in front of her. She has no idea of the thoughts and feelings behind it. She should try being in our shoes for once. Anyway, you just lock yourself in a room and play all day. It must be nice to only have fun, especially when your husband is seriously injured. I am working, you know. It's called remote work. Yeah, I know. Spare me the excuses. It's not an excuse. Then she threw a nearby trash can at me. It didn't hit me, but trash scattered everywhere. I gave up explaining. There's no point in talking to someone who doesn't want to listen. Clean up this dirty mess yourself. Sighing, I started picking up the scattered trash. Oh, what happened? Well, it's a bit complicated, I said with a forced smile. But Ethan seemed to notice something was off. He usually looks mild-mannered, but sometimes he's incredibly perceptive, like a detective. Did Mom do something to you? No, well, can you tell me? He looked at me seriously. Seeing his face, I knew I couldn't lie. I explained what had just happened. Got it. I'll talk to her too. No, you don't have to. I'm fine. That's not the point. It's okay. No, it's not. I was happy he would speak for me, but I worried about the aftermath. Whatever happens, the target of the attack would end up being me. I looked up at the ceiling, lost in thought. Then that night, I thought Alexis was just playing around. That's not true. She is working hard, doing my share too. Then why are you cleaning? I asked to do it. I can't just sit around doing nothing. You just got out of the hospital. I know my own body well. Scarlett, scolded by Ethan, became quiet. She probably didn't expect her son to be so stern. If she really thought that, it's nothing but vanity. I hoped she would quiet down a bit. That day, Ethan was out for rehabilitation, and I was at home with Scarlett as usual. I was working in my room when she came in. Can I talk to you for a second? Can you wait about 15 minutes? I can't wait that long. Come now. All right. Rushed by her, I headed to the living room where a strange woman was sitting. Who is this? Just sit down. I sat down, though I couldn't understand the situation. As I wondered who she was, the woman spoke. This is your daughter-in-law who does nothing but play all day. Yes, that's right. Scarlett turned a disgustingly sweet smile towards me. So you understand you're not needed in this house. Wait, what do you mean? Looking around, I saw expressions that seemed to indicate I didn't really understand. I couldn't understand the meaning. Surrounded by strangers, I was being condemned. I wanted to escape immediately. Don't you get it? We don't need you. Less people in this house. I don't understand what you mean. Everyone says that. The baffling interrogation continued. They kept insisting on how worthless I was. Continuously hearing this could drive anyone insane. Isn't it time you understood your place? Shouldn't that be your line? You're going to rebel against your mother-in-law? Isn't this a waste of time? How dare you? I was reaching my limit. I didn't want to anger Scarlett further, fearing what she might do next, so I decided to take action. Oh, isn't it about time Ethan comes back from rehab? What, is it that time already? Then the mysterious woman left. I'll come again. Sure, I'll be waiting. Scarlett and her friend fell for my lie. In reality, he wouldn't be back for another hour. We were just getting into a good part. By the way, who was that person earlier? I finally asked the question I'd been curious about. Oh, that was Johanna, my best friend. I told her about you, and she wanted to meet you. I could easily imagine how she had described me, probably as a useless wife who does nothing but play. I thought how pitiable Scarlett was, only able to do such things. That's how it was. By the way, Ethan isn't coming back yet. I'll go back to my work. As I was returning to my room. Wait, what do you mean? Just as I said, he's not coming back yet. You lied, you should have realized. What's with that attitude? I decided to say what I wanted. Any further interference from her would be just a nuisance. Weren't you the one who started this conflict? You brought your friend because you couldn't handle it alone? That's not true. I can handle someone like you on my own. Then please do if you really can. I boldly taunted her. I thought she would do something by that, and she reacted. Apologize now while you can. I have no intention of doing that. Unable to contain her anger, she grabbed a vase nearby and threw it at me. Just like the trash can earlier, I easily dodged it, having anticipated her move. I taunted her further with a laugh. I'm home. Just then, Ethan arrived. Scarlett panicked. Why now? You weren't supposed to be back yet. Oh, sorry. What I said earlier was a lie. He was actually on his way back. Why would you do that? It's obvious, isn't it? Pointing at the shattered vase, I imagined the upcoming scene would be quite amusing. Wow, what happened here? Scarlett threw it at me. What's going on? I explained everything to Ethan. He looked both amazed and angry. Is that true, Mom? No, I didn't mean... So it is true. Why did you do that? I didn't intend for it to go like this. Watching Scarlett about to cry from her son's anger, I felt like all my troubles had vanished. Well, I have things to do. Okay, wait a minute. Ignoring her, I went back to my room. I believed this would stop her from being mean to me in the future. I never doubted that. Since then, peaceful times followed. However, on that day, having stayed up all night, I ended up napping in the afternoon. Sorry to wake you, but could you come here for a sec? Understood. Ethan seemed unusually serious as I headed to the living room. I saw Scarlett there. What happened? Look at this, on the table. There was a broken model kit. It was one of Ethan's hobbies, something he treasured greatly. When I came back, I found it like this. Do you know anything? I don't know. I truly didn't recognize it. This model kit was usually in his father's room, but I hadn't been there today. Someone must have done this. I looked at Scarlett. She was the likely suspect. Then she laughed with an expression I had never seen before. It was as if she was possessed by a demon. Then I completely understood. Even if someone did it, I was out. Remember, I met you on my way back from Johanna's house. Well, yes. Also, I found this in the room. She was holding a shiny little object. Is this an earring? I checked my ears in shock. One of my earrings was missing. I thought I was defeated. He was completely getting revenge for what happened the other day. This looks like yours, Alexis, and you're missing the left one. I took a deep breath. Getting emotional would play right into her hands. Indeed, it's mine. But that doesn't mean I did it. Right. Making excuses now is unseemly when there's evidence. But still, the fact remains it was broken. Wait a minute. Then he went back to his room. He glanced at me as he left. I felt accused by him and just stood there, frozen. Too bad. This is the end for you. Doing such things, you set me up. There's no proof. If you had listened to me, this wouldn't have happened. I can explain. We'll see about that. Scarlett's words became reality. No matter how much I explained to Ethan, he wouldn't really listen. Wait, I didn't do anything. I know, I get it, he said and quickly looked away. I heard laughter from behind. See? I told you so. What? No need for sour grapes. I threw myself into work after that. It was like trying to forget reality. 2 weeks passed with hardly any conversation between Ethan and me. During that time, Scarlett kept showing her triumphant face. Feeling down lately? Something wrong? I know you don't mean it. It's too late for that attitude now. She was unusually cheerful today. I had a feeling something bad would happen, and it soon did. While I was cleaning my room, "What are you doing in this house? You're like a parasite." "What are you talking about?" "Such a noisy woman." With that, she threw my belongings out of the window. "What are you doing?" I protested her insane behavior. "Huh, don't talk back to me. Pick them up. Please." Then she suddenly held a knife to my throat. Realizing the danger, I couldn't move. "Don't move. It's better for you." No normal person would go this far, even if they disliked me. She had clearly lost her mind. "Leave now, or next time it won't be a joke." "Understood. If you insist, I'll leave." I realized any further involvement with her could lead to something irreparable. "Fine. You have a week. Leave within that time." "Thank you." That was an opportunity. With a week's time, I could prepare various things. She didn't understand. She didn't know who was really supporting this house. The reason she could live freely and comfortably was because of me. "Get your preparations done quickly." "I'll start right away," I told her, but I couldn't help laughing. I immediately switched back to a serious expression, not wanting her to notice. "It will bring peace to the house." "Very good, yes." Indeed, how foolish can she be? Without me, she'll face a hell far from peace. I began preparing for the move right away. The belongings were manageable, but finding a place to live was the first step. When Scarlett was asleep, I decided to inform Ethan. "So you were told that actually I have something to say too," I shouted in response to the serious topic he brought up. "What do you mean?" "There's a lot to talk about. I'll tell you later." "Make sure you do." 3 days after Scarlett's eviction order, I successfully found a new house, and soon the promised week arrived. Today is the day of the promise. You understand, right? Of course. The movers will be here soon. Finally. Oh, where's Ethan? I don't know. He's been out since the morning. Oh, well, anyway. The thought of not having to see your face anymore is so refreshing. I'm going out too, so make sure everything's clean. Of course. I saw her off with a smile. Of course, it wasn't a smile from the heart. An hour later, the movers arrived and loaded all the belongings. I then contacted Ethan. Everything's loaded. All right, take care. See you later. I hung up the phone. I wondered what kind of face Scarlett would make when she returned. I couldn't wait to get to the new place. When the move was finally completed. What did you do? Huh? I just moved as I was told. That can't be. Ethan's things are gone too, aren't they? That's obvious because we moved together. You're lying. You want to talk with him? I put Ethan on speakerphone. She clearly hadn't fully grasped what was happening, just as I had planned. Mom, explain this to me. I found out that you were behind the model kit incident. Alexis would never do such a thing. How could you know that? Because she gave it to me as a gift, and she wouldn't do something like that. Ethan was right. I had gifted him that model kit. It was a limited edition, and I had lined up early in the morning to get it. So he was probing you, knowing everything. Exactly, to see how cruel you were to her. Oh my. By the way, from now on, you can manage on your own, right? We'll enjoy our time in a condominium. What? Condominium? Weren't you just playing around? She clearly didn't understand anything. I thought she knew more, but not to this extent. Actually, I've been paying for our living expenses. I thought Ethan was. How could that be when I was at home? A little thought would make it clear. She was speechless. No wonder, considering she was being supported by the person she harassed. The one who misunderstood everything was Scarlett herself. So, Scarlett, please manage on your own. I'm not working, without you guys. You chose to let go, Scarlett. It's not our problem. Let's both do our best from now on. Are you abandoning your mother? Huh? I'm not doing that. We used to live separately anyway. Bye. Ethan hung up the phone. Both he and I felt refreshed. There was a time I thought we might get along, but I quickly forgot about that given how things turned out. It was her own doing. By the way, why didn't you tell me about Scarlett? Oh, to deceive the enemy. First deceive your ally, right? You say the enemy? We looked at each other and burst into laughter. This will surely bring peace. About a month later. Hello? Hey, Alexis, I can't do this alone. What are you talking about? It's only been a month. You've got a long way to go. Keep it up. It's not that. Let's both do our best. Bye. Scarlett must have been seeking a glimmer of hope, but I wasn't going to easily reach out. Ethan had already blocked her calls, so she had no choice but to contact me. No matter how many times she called, I would keep pushing her away. Shall we move this luggage? Thanks. Could you take it there? Wait, is your right hand okay? Oh yeah. Recently it started to get stronger. Really? I was constantly surprised by his recent changes, but I quickly felt happy. Scarlett didn't matter anymore. We were going to focus on our own